Your appearance is actively damaging our company's reputation, and if you show up dressed like this again, you'll be terminated immediately, Miranda announced, loud enough for the entire marketing department to hear, while pointing at my perfectly pressed and tailored blazer like it was a garbage bag. The same blazer, I realized with dawning horror, that our CEO Catherine Blackwood had worn in last month's Forbes feature, the one where she'd been named one of the most influential women in tech. But what made my blood run cold wasn't the threat or the public humiliation, it was the notification on my phone from HR requesting an urgent meeting in 10 minutes. This isn't Walmart, she continued, her voice dripping with disdain as she gestured at my outfit. Have some class. I stood there, feeling 20 pairs of eyes boring into me, and smoothed my blazer with trembling hands, not from shame, but from the effort to contain my response. 3 years I'd worked here. 3 years of exceeding every target, landing major accounts, and watching Miranda take credit for my campaigns. Miranda, I don't. She held up a manicured hand, her Cartier bracelet catching the light. I've documented everything. Your unprofessional appearance, your attitude, your consistent failure to meet our standards. HR has copies. My consistent failure? I'd just closed a $2 million deal with Artemis Tech last week. The same deal she'd presented to the board as her own initiative. Clean out your desk, she added, turning on her Louboutin heels. Security will escort you out after your HR meeting. The floor felt like it was tilting. Around me, coworkers suddenly found their screens fascinating. Only Jasmine, my cubicle neighbor, met my eyes with something like sympathy, or was it guilt? I was halfway to HR, my mind racing through my savings account balance and job market prospects, when a familiar voice stopped me. Sarah? Is that the limited edition and tailored blazer from the Blackwood collection? I turned to find Catherine Blackwood herself, our CEO, striding toward me with her signature confident gait. She was wearing, I nearly laughed at the cosmic joke, the exact same blazer in navy, while mine was charcoal. Yes, Ms. Blackwood. Catherine, please. She fingered the fabric of my sleeve with obvious appreciation. I helped design this line. Where did you find it? They sold out in hours. The Taylor on 5th Avenue. I camped out at 5 a.m. when they launched. The words tumbled out, my voice shaky. I've been following your collaboration since it was announced. Her eyes lit up. A fellow fashion strategist. Tell me you got the matching skirt. And the blouse collection. Despite everything, I smiled. Your TED Talk about accessible professional wear for women changed how I think about workwear. Love the jacket. Same designer I use. Coffee later? She pulled out her phone, all business now. Actually, are you free now? I was about to grab a coffee and I'd love to hear your thoughts on the spring line replanning. The HR notification burned in my pocket. I actually have a meeting with HR in 5 minutes. HR can wait. She was already texting. There. Pushed it back an hour. Unless it's urgent? I thought of Miranda's smug face, of the termination paperwork probably waiting for me. It might be, actually. Catherine studied me more carefully, taking in what I'm sure were obvious signs of distress. Walk with me. It wasn't a request. I fell into step beside her as she headed not to the coffee station but to her private elevator. Who's your manager? She asked casually, pressing the button for the executive floor. Miranda Hallstein. Marketing department. Just that one syllable, but it conveyed volumes. And this HR meeting, her idea? She says I'm damaging the company's reputation with my appearance. The words tasted bitter. She wants me terminated. Catherine's eyebrows rose. While wearing a piece from my collection? She said it looked like Walmart. The elevator opened to the executive floor, all glass and chrome and intimidating success. Catherine strode out like she owned the place, which, technically, she did. Tell me, she said, gesturing me into her office, what happened exactly? So I told her. Not just about today, but about 3 years of Miranda taking credit for my work. About the Artemis Tech deal I'd spent months cultivating only to watch Miranda present it as her own. About the casual cruelties, the impossible standards that seemed to apply only to me, the way she'd systematically isolated me from advancement opportunities. Catherine listened without interrupting, occasionally making notes on her tablet. When I finished, she leaned back in her chair, a Herman Miller creation that probably cost more than my car. The Artemis deal, that was you? I nodded. I have the email trails, the meeting notes, everything. But Miranda said it would be better if she presented since she had more experience with high-level clients. Jim Carver specifically mentioned how impressed he was with the junior marketing associate who understood their AI integration needs. Catherine's smile was sharp. He described her quite specifically. Young woman, always impeccably dressed, knew more about their systems than their own IT department. Ring any bells? My heart raced. He said that? Indeed. He also wondered why she wasn't at the final presentation. She pulled up something on her screen. Interesting. According to this report, Miranda closed that deal single-handedly. Also interesting, Catherine continued, is that Miranda's expense account shows she's been buying quite a lot of designer wear lately. Hermes, Chanel, Dior. Funny how she affords that on a middle manager's salary while criticizing others' clothing choices. A knock interrupted us. Catherine's assistant peered in. Ms. Blackwood, Miranda Hallstein is here insisting on speaking with you about an urgent termination matter. How timely. Send her in. Miranda swept in, all false concern and righteous indignation, then stopped dead when she saw me. Catherine. I was just coming to warn you about, she gestured at me. This is exactly what I was talking about. She's completely unprofessional, showing up to work dressed like me. Catherine stood, giving Miranda a full view of her matching blazer. Because we're wearing the same designer. The same collection, actually. One I personally created. Miranda's face went through several fascinating color changes. That's different. You're the CEO. So professional appearance is about hierarchy, not standards? No, I just meant. Tell me, Miranda, where did you get that lovely Hermes scarf? Miranda touched her neck reflexively. It was a gift. From yourself, perhaps? According to our expense reports, you've been gifting yourself quite frequently. Charging designer clothes as client entertainment. Those are legitimate expenses. Really? Because I have Sarah's expense reports here too. Lunch meetings at reasonable restaurants, economy travel, standard business expenses. Yet somehow she's the one you claim is unprofessional. Miranda's perfectly composed facade cracked. She doesn't fit our image. Our image? Catherine's voice could have frozen hell. I built this company wearing clothes from Target while coding in my garage. I once pitched to investors in jeans and a t-shirt because I'd been up for 72 hours straight fixing a critical bug. Our image is about innovation, brilliance, and results. Not labels. I was trying to maintain standards. You were trying to eliminate competition. Catherine pulled up more files on her screen. 3 talented women have transferred out of your department in the last year. All of them cited hostile work environment in their exit interviews. All of them mentioned criticism of their appearance despite exceeding performance metrics. They weren't team players. Enough. Catherine's voice cut like a blade. Sarah, would you mind stepping outside for a moment? Miranda and I need to discuss her future with this company. I stood on shaking legs, but Catherine caught my eye. Don't go far. We have that coffee to discuss. Outside, I collapsed into one of the plush waiting area chairs. Catherine's assistant offered me water with a knowing smile. First time seeing her in action, he asked. Is it that obvious? She has that effect. Word of advice? When she invites you for coffee, she's already decided something. The coffee is just to make it official. Through the glass, I could see Miranda gesticulating wildly while Catherine remained perfectly still, a predator watching prey exhaust itself. After about 10 minutes, Miranda stormed out, her face a mask of fury. She didn't even look at me. Catherine appeared in the doorway. Sarah? Ready for that coffee? Her office had a small sitting area with a coffee station that looked like it belonged in a high-end cafe. She prepared 2 cups with practiced ease, her movements precise and economical. How do you take it? Black is fine. A woman after my own heart. She handed me a cup and settled into the chair across from me. So, tell me about your vision for the Artemis Tech campaign Phase 2. I blinked. Phase 2? Jim Carver called yesterday. He wants to expand the partnership. Specifically, he wants to work with the brilliant young woman who understood their AI needs. That would be you. But Miranda is no longer with the company. Effective immediately. Catherine sipped her coffee calmly. Gross misconduct, expense fraud, and creating a hostile work environment. HR will handle the details. The coffee cup rattled against the saucer as I set it down. She's fired? Very fired. Which leaves me with a problem. I need someone to handle the Artemis account. Someone who understands both the technical aspects and the marketing strategy. Someone with a proven track record of success, even when others take credit for it. The position comes with a significant salary increase, of course. And a clothing allowance, since you clearly appreciate quality pieces. Her eyes twinkled. Can't have my new senior account manager shopping at 5 a.m. for designer collaborations. Senior account manager? My voice came out as a squeak. Unless you think director of strategic accounts sounds better? I'm flexible on titles. Ms. Blackwood, Catherine, I don't know what to say. Say yes. Say you'll take the Artemis account and run with it. Say you'll stop letting mediocre middle managers steal your light. Yes. The word escaped before I could overthink it. Yes to all of it. Excellent. She raised her cup in a toast. Now, about that spring line. I'm thinking of incorporating more stretch fabrics. Comfort and style shouldn't be mutually exclusive. We spent the next hour discussing everything from fashion to business strategy. Catherine had an encyclopedic knowledge of both design and tech, shifting seamlessly between analyzing market trends and debating the merits of different fabric blends. You know, she said as we wrapped up, I almost didn't intervene today. Why did you? Because 20 years ago, I was you. Brilliant, undervalued, and being sabotaged by a manager who felt threatened. The CEO then took a chance on me. She stood, smoothing her blazer. Plus, anyone who camps out at 5 a.m. for a limited edition blazer clearly has the dedication this company needs. Thank you. For everything. Don't thank me yet. Jim Carver is brilliant but demanding. The expansion he wants will be challenging. I'm ready for it. I believe you are. She walked me to the door. Oh, and Sarah? When you clean out your desk, take Miranda's office. The corner one with the good light. You'll need the space for your team. My team? Did I forget to mention? You'll be hiring 2 junior associates. Choose wisely. And none of this appearance-based nonsense. I want brilliant minds, not fashion plates. Although, I gestured at our matching blazers, fashion plates who appreciate good design wouldn't hurt. She laughed, a genuine sound that transformed her face. I knew I liked you. Now go. HR is expecting you, but for a very different meeting than originally planned. I floated back to the marketing floor, where news had clearly already spread. The same coworkers who'd avoided my eyes earlier now watched with keen interest. Jasmine practically bounced out of her chair. Sarah? What happened? Miranda came through here like a hurricane, threw things in a box, and left. Security had to escort her out. Changes in management, I said diplomatically, though inside I was doing cartwheels. And you? We heard she tried to fire you. She tried. I started gathering my things, aware of all the eyes on me. It didn't take. My desk was a testament to 3 years of hard work. Client files, campaign notes, ideas for future projects. As I packed, I found the original Artemis Tech proposal, covered in my handwritten notes. Miranda hadn't even bothered to read it before presenting it as her own. Sarah? A timid voice interrupted. One of the newer hires, Bethany, stood nervously by my desk. Is it true? That Miranda's gone and you're taking over the Artemis account? News travels fast. It's just... She glanced around, then leaned closer. She told me last week that my skirts were too long. That I looked like a librarian. But I can't afford designer clothes on my salary, and, Bethany. I stopped packing. Can you put together a competitive analysis by Thursday? Of course. Good. I'll need a strong researcher on my team. Her face lit up. Your team? Director of Strategic Accounts. The title still felt surreal. I'll be hiring 2 associates. Interested? Yes. Absolutely. I won't let you down. I know you won't. And Bethany? Wear whatever makes you feel professional and confident. Librarian skirts included. As I carried my boxes to Miranda's former office, my office now, I passed the break room where she used to hold court, criticizing everything from people's lunch choices to their perceived ambitions. It was notably quiet now, her audience dispersed. The corner office was everything she'd guarded so jealously, floor-to-ceiling windows, enough space for a small meeting area, and yes, incredible natural light. I set my boxes down and took it all in. My phone buzzed. An email from Catherine. Sarah, welcome to the leadership team. A few thoughts. 1. Jim Carver expects your call by end of day. Don't keep him waiting. Jim. 2. Your new salary details are attached. The clothing allowance is retroactive. Consider it hazard pay for surviving Miranda. 3. The spring collection launches next month. You get first pick. Remember, lead like you dress. With intention, authenticity, and just a touch of unexpected flair. KB. P.S. The navy version of our blazer looks fantastic on you. We should discuss you modeling for the next campaign. I read the salary number 3 times, certain I was hallucinating. It was more than double what I'd been making, with bonuses tied to performance, my performance, not someone else taking credit for it. Another email popped up, this one from Jim Carver. Ms. Morrison. Catherine told me the good news. I knew that brilliant mind behind the proposal would surface eventually. When can we discuss phase 2? I have some aggressive growth targets that need your strategic thinking. Jim. I settled into Miranda's, my, leather chair and dialed his number. As it rang, I caught my reflection in the window. Same blazer I'd put on this morning when Miranda had tried to break me. Same woman, but somehow transformed. Jim? It's Sarah Morrison. I heard you have some aggressive targets. 3 hours later, I emerged from back-to-back calls with a phase 2 plan that would triple our engagement with Artemis, a hiring strategy for my team, and a meeting scheduled with the other department heads. The marketing floor was nearly empty, but a few stragglers remained. Burning the midnight oil already? Jasmine peered in. Very managerial of you. Just getting started. I powered down my laptop. Hey, do you know anyone in data analytics who might be looking for a new opportunity? My roommate, actually. Brilliant with numbers, but her manager keeps passing her over for promotions. Have her send me her resume. I value brilliant over everything else. As I left the building, I passed the security desk where Tom, the night guard, gave me his usual wave. Then he did a double take. Ms. Morrison. Heard about your promotion. About time someone recognized your worth. Thanks, Tom. How's your daughter's college search going? Accepted to MIT. Still figuring out financial aid, but we're getting there. Congratulations. Hey, we might have some internship opportunities next summer. Have her reach out. His face brightened. You'd do that? Brilliant is brilliant, Tom. Age is just a number. Outside, the city hummed with its usual energy. 3 years ago, I walked these streets as a junior associate with big dreams and a starter wardrobe from outlet malls. Tonight, I walked them as a director, wearing a blazer that had almost gotten me fired and instead launched my career. My phone buzzed one more time. Bethany, texting from her train, thank you for believing in me. I won't let you down. P.S. I'm wearing my longest librarian skirt tomorrow in celebration. I laughed, startling a passing pedestrian. Tomorrow, I'd start building a team that valued brilliance over labels, results over appearances. Tomorrow, I'd call Jim Carver with ideas that would transform our partnership. Tomorrow, I'd prove that Catherine's faith wasn't misplaced. But tonight? Tonight I was going home to order Chinese food, pour a glass of wine, and maybe do some online shopping. After all, I had a clothing allowance to spend and a spring collection to anticipate. As I hailed a cab, I smoothed my blazer one more time. Miranda had been right about one thing, appearance did matter. Just not in the way she thought. It wasn't about the label or the price tag. It was about wearing your choices with confidence, whether they came from Walmart or a CEO's personal collection. Where to? The cab driver asked. Home, I said, settling into the seat. But tomorrow? Corner office, top floor. He caught my eye in the rearview mirror. Big promotion? The biggest. Congratulations. You look like someone who earned it. I smiled, thinking of Catherine's words. Led like you dress. With intention, authenticity, and just a touch of unexpected flair. You know what? I said. I did. As the cab pulled into traffic, my reflection in the window showed a woman transformed, not by the clothes she wore, but by finally being seen for who she really was. Tomorrow would bring challenges, but tonight was for celebrating. Besides, I had a limited edition blazer collection to complete. The spring line was launching next month, and this time? I wouldn't need to camp out at 5 a.m. Some perks of promotion were better than any designer label.